Hi, this is Chris. It's time for Marguerite Miller's Collage Weekly Planner, and I'm going to be doing week 24. After I finish the collage, I'll show you the collages that I did since my last video last month. So the collages that I did in May. And then I will show you a little flip through of my little brown book inspired by Diane Hubert at Pretty Pink Cottage. And if you still want to hang around, I'll show you a little clip of my day trip to Lake Tahoe. The prompt for today is, do you have a favorite song, artist, or style of music? Create a collage with this as your theme. I made a template that fits the size of the pages. And I had picked out yesterday a bunch of different scenes. I picked out foreground scenes. These foreground scenes. These are. Since there isn't a prompt list, it's more of a theme to go by your favorite kind of music. And I like a lot of different kinds of music, but recently I've been listening to Pandora, and I've been listening to relaxation radio and instrumental inspirations while I'm reading in the evening. And I've been enjoying that, so I want to do a page that evokes the feeling of relaxation and a pretty garden scene. And I picked out different foregrounds, and then I picked out some chairs to relax in. I had this one and this one, and I picked out this one, which I fussy cut. This was from HGTV Magazine, and I'm thinking I could put that somewhere in one of these scenes. And then I wanted a background. So then I picked out backgrounds, and I picked out this ocean, but I didn't have enough space between this beach furniture and the actual ocean. And I picked out this one of Monument Valley, and here's one of Yosemite, and then here's one of the ocean, California coast. So in the fast forward parts, I show my foreground is already cut out, and I'm placing it on different backgrounds to see how they fit. I have the foreground pretty much the way I want it, but I haven't decided yet on the background. So I'm going to glue the foreground. I'm going to tack them down so that I don't have to keep fiddling with them. Sunshade is going to block out a lot of the view any way I put it, but I really want to add that, some kind of a sunshade on there. So I'm going to put those two aside, save them for another day. I think I'll have to save her for another day. I kind of wanted a basket to put something in. I'll cut it out and see what it's like. If I use it, I'll cut out the white on the handles there. And what if we had a little lamp hanging down? I have this lamp, but it's still too big. It has the white chain on it. These lamps are probably too big too. Just to give it a little something extra. Kind of like that. I was thinking about this bird feeder, but it's too big. I think I like this one. I like the, I don't know if it's an island or a peninsula out here. I don't know if it's a lake or the ocean. I think I will use that one. I'm going to weigh this down and let it dry for a minute so it's not quite so warped. And while that's drying, I will continue to add some glue to this. What I'm doing now is looking for something that I could use as a throw over the chair, and I'm keeping in mind perspective and scale, and if I need to manipulate it to work. I found these. They're paint chips, but they have an edge that looks like fringe. And then there's this little piece of quilt going over a chair. There's this a throw here. I found this bolster. I don't know if the scale on that would work. I found these blankets. So to make this work, I need to cut them out. The colors are pretty, they go with the flowers. So what I could do is I can cut that. The scale on this is good. The scale on these are too big, way too big. Quilt or the throw? I think I like the throw. And this one, I rounded off the edges here, and I'm going to lay it just a little bit above the edge of the armrest, so it looks like it's folded over it and thick, so there's some thickness to it. Alright, and we don't need those. Here's our little basket of cushions, and we could put our little books here, or they're kind of big, so they have to be in the foreground somewhere. Well, I like the basket, but I think it's too big. I think it's too big. And I like the books, but they don't look quite right. What are we going to do? Now, my little lamp. should have the dog down here. He's really big. The monster dog. You can never tell until you actually cut it out and put it on the page. Once again, I forgot to hit the record button, but I just went around the outlines of all this fine detail with glue, just about here. And then this part that wasn't glued, I laid it down so I could center it, and then laid this down and glued it. Then I lifted this up and glued it. All right. So now we need to do some shading to make everything lay in all right. I'm going to use my Stabilo All pencil, and I'm going to do the outline, but I'm not going to do a lot of shading in here like I've done on other collages. I'm going to do it like this one that I did for week 6. This one I didn't do any shading on. This one I'm going to at least just do the outside. So this is the Stabilo All. It writes on paper, glass, plastic, and metal. And I saw this technique on Diane Hubert, Pretty Pink Cottage, on YouTube. And I went on Amazon to purchase another set of these. They come in a set of 3. These just came. They come in a set of 3. And I noticed that they also now have white and red and black. So I ordered one of those. That hasn't arrived yet. And that'll be interesting to see what you could do with that. It'd be great if they come out with more colors. But sometimes I use watercolor pencils for shading, and I may do that on this one, on the interior. As I'm doing this, I'm seeing places where it's not quite glued down, and so I'm going to come back and glue those edges before I do the water wash on this pencil. This pencil's water soluble, and when you put a water brush on it, it gives a really nice blended watercolor look to it. Although if I get glue on top of the pencil, it will no longer be water soluble. So I'm being careful just to put the glue under the paper. And now I get my water brush. I like to test how much water is in there. I don't want too much water, so I like to feel how much water is in there. And then just dissolve the Stabilo pencil. Makes a nice blended outline. Okay, now I think I'll take my watercolor pencils. I have Faber-Castell pencils here. I've think these are watercolor pencils also from Sargent. These were my mother's. She liked to use them in coloring books. Now this edge here looks really sharp. Looks like the rocks are glued onto it, so I'm just going to try to blend that in with some different colors. To stop and put a new battery in my camera, and I decided to download the images I'd already taken so the camera wouldn't be full up. I did a little bit of inside with the Stabilo. I put a little bit of shading. The nice thing about using the Stabilo on magazine pages is that when you go around the edge, the color will soak in to the paper, but you can wipe it away from the glossy magazine if it's too much. So you can just put just a little bit, like a little shadow here under the blanket, and give it just a little bit of an outline, help it stand out. And then you can kind of rub it back a little bit because the magazine resists. And while I was waiting for my camera, I decided I still need something in this area, I think. I like the composition, the way it comes down from this bright area here and then into here and this way, and I think it needs a little something here. So I did a little fussy cutting. I thought a bird bath in the foreground would be kind of nice, but it's kind of hard to see. And then this little squirrel, I thought he could photobomb it, stick him in the corner, and he could photobomb the picture. I really like that one. There were also these pets in gardens, which would have worked out if this had foliage on it. But it would be kind of hard to cut around these corners and make it look logical. Let's see. These are all from Birds and Blooms. I have quite a few back issues. And they have more than birds and flowers in there. So if I kind of... like I said before, it's hard to tell how something's going to look on a collage until you actually get it cut out and place it on there, at least for me. That's kind of cute, but he's the same color as the bricks, so he gets lost. And there's the Pomeranian. And then here is a cat that looks like my cat. His feet are cut off though. And I might see what I could do with him. And it's odd because he's a painting and everything else is photographic. But that doesn't bother me. And I like to have something different, something surprising, which is why I really like the squirrel. That's a little surprising feature there. I'll probably end up with him. Oh, this looks like my buddy. And That's cute too. It's just like my little buddy. It's a hard choice. Squirrel or buddy. Okay, I'm going to put him on there. I love that little squirrel. And I'm going to break the border. Like he's just, somebody's standing there and he's just poking into the scene. And we'll give him some outline. I think I'm going to put a little saying on there. And I have these journaling words. These are by Karen Tamir Art. And they print out this size, but you can print them out any size you want. I print them out smaller for this journal. And she has words about journaling, affirmations, tongue-in-cheek, funny stuff. She has all kinds of words on there. So I'm going to put enjoy time with yourself, because the theme for this is a music and that you like, and I like the easy listening music when I'm reading, as I said at the beginning of the video. So now, will it go down here in this big empty space? Or will it go up here in this big white space? I use these folders to store my digitals. They have a space here where you can put the printouts, and then they have this CD pocket where you can put the small pieces so they don't get lost and you remember that you have them. And then I use a little bag for even smaller pieces. And anything that I use I'll put in the description below in case you're looking for something like that. But then I put these in a file, a banker's box with hanging file folders, and I'll put the name up here so I can find it. And that works out really well. I could put Buddy over here, and that way I'll always have him. I cleaned up and I closed the curtain because the sun is starting to come in from the west. And here is my collage, and I'm real happy with it. Do you have a favorite song, artist, or style of music? Create a collage with this as the theme. The last one I recorded was the dancing one. I did change it. I had listened to the music and I finally found dance, so I put dance to the music. And that was 19. And then 20 was, it's threads or piece of fabric. This little stamp is fabric, and it's torn and it's got threads coming around the edge. A famous person, John Muir plus Teddy Roosevelt. Something you see through a window, Yosemite. The first time I saw that was through the window of my dad's car. A postcard or letter or portion of. This represents a postcard. It's a picture of commerce that was coming into Yosemite at the turn of the century. And John was very concerned that the valley would be very commercialized. And he invited Teddy Roosevelt to come out west and showed him the wonderful scenery and that it needed to be preserved. And so Teddy Roosevelt made it a national park. A date written out, that was on May 1903 when they met. And the bonus is something blue, and that's the sky, this is a photocopy of a book. My mother was really enjoyed reading John Muir, and this was one of her books, so I took a photocopy of the book. And most of these are all photocopies because I wouldn't cut these up. And in fact, I have an Epson EcoTank printer, which I bought a couple of years ago. And I like it, although at first I had a few problems with it streaking and stuff. But then recently I discovered it makes instant color photocopies. And so now I really like it. It'll make instant black and white or instant color photocopies, plus scan to your computer. And I think that's the ET2700, which it's a couple years old, so they probably have another model nowadays. That was number 20. So week 21, a zoo animal. I saw this in an old National Geographic, and it was just so cute I had to use it somewhere. And then a portion of a drink label. So here's a label from coconut milk, and I thought, well, that's tropical, so that kind of fits in. Handwriting. Here's a page from a shorthand book. A sticker. This was really the only sticker I could find at the time, and if I find something better, I might stick it over it. Something found in a doctor's office. Here's a reproduction of a prescription form. And the bonus is something in 3. So when I saw him, I thought, speak no evil. So I had to look up on the internet, and I found the 3, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and I just replaced this guy for speak no evil. And you can see I've used the Stabilo pen on here. I've even used it on these baboons where it's too light and you couldn't see too much of them. And this is another picture from the same magazine, from the table of contents, so I stuck that there, and it says, a white baby baboon means that at least one ancestor belonged to the subspecies called Kinda. So that was week 21. So cute. Week 22, the theme is whimsy and the color is gold. And I have here, Oh, the Places You Will Go by Dr. Seuss. The tag is a Southwest Airlines transfer tag from when my brother and sister-in-law visited me recently. Something Seen in the Sky, the jet right here. And Something with Wheels. This is a photograph of a 1936 Buick. And I took the top off and trimmed it up. And trimmed up the airplane picture. Both of these came from Reminisce magazine. Something Sharp, the Empire State Building, also from Reminisce magazine. All these colors go so well together here. And then washi tape, so I just stuck it on the corners like it's holding things down. And money. This is a digital from Marguerite Miller's Etsy shop. And she has digitals of currency there. 22. Okay, and then week 23. This was difficult. I could not find a road sign. I looked all kinds of things. I looked online. I did find this, but it was kind of small and it wasn't really what I wanted. So the prompts are song lyrics or song title, and this is a sheet music with, it has the song title up here at the top. And the color red, I have this door. Something with wings, I have this parrot from a children's book. Tissue paper or napkin. The only napkins I have are holiday, like Christmas and fall, but I had this Christmas napkin with my initial on it, so I put that on there. And a bonus, rubber stamping. I didn't do the rubber stamping. Cross that out. So the theme is take time to enjoy nature. Open the door, go outside, and that takes us to today. Week 24. I like that. And that squirrel's cute. Photobombing my picture. Enjoy time with yourself. Buddy enjoys time with himself. He likes to sleep on his back. So the next thing I said that I would show you is my little brown book. This is inspired by Diane Hubert at Pretty Pink Cottage. She has a little blue book that she does collages in. And this is the style that she does. She usually uses pretty ladies from magazines. But I wanted to do something where I could use some of the birds from the Birds in Blooms magazine. And I started this in 2021. It's not finished yet. And so I'm picking out little birds that I think are cute. This one actually came with a saying, "Who are you looking at?" This little hummingbird. And puffed up and picture perfect. I find backgrounds from different magazines or different papers. And then I find different text to glue on. Chilling out, this little bird, stuck him on a branch on the bark. Where do you think you are? Choose to shine. Perfection is overrated. These don't have sayings yet, and I could use the Karen Tremere sayings because she has some in here that are kind of funny. Like, I'm fine, it's the rest of you that need therapy. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I wish more people were fluent in silence. So I'm going to use some of those on these. I tried the little dots that Diane Hubert uses, but I find the pen difficult to get working. It's one of these white gel pens, and you have to kind of baby it. So I'm doing some without that. Here's some that I've cut out. I actually have a lot more than this. And she also suggests that when you work in a book like this, that you work one page in the front, one page in the back, one page in the front, one page in the back, and it helps to keep the book from getting distorted. Thanks for watching, and have a great day collaging. Bye-bye.